everyone, this is Greyshot117 bringing you another review of the HappyTime Murders. This is a film that just came out starring Melissa McCarthy in a world where puppets are alive and kicking and doing stuff that only adults should really see. And the reason why, if you're wondering why I have my cat currently going crazy in the background, is because that is probably going to be more entertaining to you than pretty much anything in the HappyTime Murders. There are some good jokes in the HappyTime Murders, I'm not to be wrong. There's great sequences where the puppets, again, are doing stuff where they are cursing, they are swearing, they're getting to situations where it is somewhat funny. But the problem, though, is in the overall film is just it uses a lot of dumb humor and a lot of just very surface level stuff instead of really getting into the depth of this world. It's kind of very surface level, the whole thing. Melissa McCarthy's fine in the relationship with the detective, which is Phil Phillips, which is this detective puppet that used to be an officer. I'm sorry, and is more of a private eye. And again, it kind of aims for more noir-esque storytelling. The problem is everyone just curses and does a bunch of stuff, which is, again, very surface level. When you hear a puppet say the F word for like the 30th time, it kind of just goes over your head. You're like, why would I care? But in any case, the whole goal is finding out these murders and who's doing that. And I just really wasn't invested because of the fact that it's so convoluted, especially the ending. It's so convoluted that I just couldn't believe that no one would figure this out and the certain situation would occur like it was in the movie. I'm not saying that Miss McCarthy's bad. I'm not saying that any of the people in this film are bad. I'm just pointing out that the script in this movie is not that great. I just feel it's a little bit dry. It could be better writing because there's situations that happen. I'm like, really? How did that person not see that, or how this person not get through? The end credit sequence where they do bloopers is funny. There are some good jokes in here that are put in there. I'm not saying this movie didn't make me chuckle a few times. And once again, Melissa McCarthy just really good, along with Maya Rudolph and Joe Mikael also again have some good lines. But like I said, I just wanted more for this film, more depth, more intrigue, because there are plot details that people mention, and then you go into it and it's just they don't explain it. For example, they mention puppet organs, but every time they get shot, you only see stuffing. So I wish they would have gotten more into that specifically, because that would have, again, added more depth to the world. It's stuff like that. It just makes this movie kind of surface level and just not great. And once again, the main villain is something that is interesting. It is something that would be cool. The problem is the fact that it just doesn't go anywhere. And eventually when you get to it, it's like, okay, I know what it is, but then it just keeps throwing stuff at you. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I'm done. But once again, they could have gone a lot more in depth with this. They could have had a really interesting premise similar to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but alas, it just doesn't work out all that well. But in any case, guys, if I had to give a final review to this, I would probably have to give this film a 4 out of 10. It's just below average. It has a couple good comedic beats. I wish there was more depth to this. And on an average movie, yeah, it could have probably made it if it had like a more stable ending. But the fact it just starts throwing stuff at you, I'm just like, yeah, I'm done. And especially the end sequence, I just couldn't believe that would happen, like in how it's presented. What is that? Well, spoilers, I'll get into it. Spoilers, just for a heads up. Apparently, this other puppet is framing Phil Phillips for all these murders, because Phil Phillips is the brother of one of the people on the show who gets brutally murdered, which, by the way, brutally murdered by dogs, who I'm like, okay, if dogs are supposed to sick the puppet, and this puppet is the thing that's killing everyone, wouldn't the dogs also kill the puppet? I'm just pointing that out. There's those sequences where it's just like, how did the puppet, like, kill this person in this situation? Like, how could that have happened? There's another person that pops into it, which is the former love interest of Phil Phillips, and you're like, okay, is she supposed to be like the good bad person here? Where she's like, oh, she's gonna turn tide, and yeah, she did plot with all this, but she's gonna come clean. No, she doesn't. We don't see her again. It's this weird thing where she pops up, which is it's this girl who's the only human character on the HappyTime gang, and it's like, okay, why were you even here? It probably would have been more better if she actually died, because you see her death, but apparently not. It would probably have been better if she actually died in this. But yeah, then you have like a couple other jokes from secondary characters, and it's like you have nice ideas with like puppets getting high off sugar. The problem is the fact it's just like, okay, that's fine, they're doing that, but I just wanted more depth, more intrigue. And while we get into the nitty gritty of this puppet world, we don't really actually get into the depth of the world. I wanted to see more puppet human relations and stuff like that. I wanted to see puppets actually have real life conversations and just saying F you all the time, because I don't know, it just did not work. It just didn't work. It felt like a really dumb script thrown to a very intriguing world and just left there. But in any case, that is my review. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you like, subscribe. This has been Greyshot17 reviewing the HappyTime murders, and I will see you all next time. Hello everyone, and before I go, I want to give a shout out to Patreon supporters Sam Smith, Matthew Leppen, Onlyplayapples, WhiteHotD, sgtMcPain, Ollie, Joey G, Ace, Jordan Shavit, Filip, Michael Persson, Nathan Angus, Aaron Yee, Tim, and Lou. Thank you so much for your awesome support, guys. You guys rock. This has been Greyshot17. I'll see you all next time.